Hey man, ever catch yourself wondering what it's really like for a guy who rolls solo? Not because life forced him into it, but because he chose it. We live in a world that's always hammering home this idea. You've got to have a woman by your side to be happy, to look successful, to feel like you've got it all together. Solitude. That's the stuff people whisper about like it's a disease, something to dodge at all costs. But hold up, what about the dude who flips that script? The guy who doesn't just deal with being alone, but actually owns it, turning it into a quiet kind of strength, a way to figure out who he really is, and a ticket to some real peace of mind. Society's got us trained to think a man without a girlfriend is either moping in the corner, miserable as hell, or missing a piece of the puzzle. What if that's all wrong, though? What if going it alone isn't some sad weakness, but a damn superpower? Picture this: a guy who doesn't need a woman's voice in his ear to feel good about himself, who's tougher, sharper, and more dialed into his own head than most guys ever get. Way back when, some of the biggest names, thinkers, fighters, dreamers, they didn't shy away from their own company. They weren't locked up or exiled. They chose it, knowing it's where you grind out the real stuff: self-control, a clear mind, and a life that doesn't lean on anyone else to make sense. The Stoics, guys like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, they had this figured out. They said, happiness isn't about who's in your bed, how fat your wallet is, or what people think of you. It's about running your own show, keeping your thoughts, your feelings, and your moves in check. That's what we're digging into today, brother. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't about trashing relationships or saying having a lady is a bad deal. It's about cracking open the kind of wisdom you only get when you stand tall on your own, not needing anyone to prop you up. A man who can thrive flying solo, that's a free man. And the Stoics would tell you freedom's the bedrock of a life that hits hard and means something. Ever felt like you're the odd one out because you're not chasing the couple's life? Maybe you've wondered if skipping the girlfriend gig means you're shortchanging yourself somehow. Or hell, maybe you're just curious about what kind of grit comes from walking your own path. Stick with me here. We're about to unpack 7 straight-up truths about the guy who doesn't need a co-pilot. Truths that'll make you rethink what being alone really means. This isn't just talk. It might shift how you see yourself too. Think about it. History's heavy hitters didn't need a crowd to shine. They found their edge in the quiet, and that's where the real game starts. So, if you're ready to see solitude not as a hole to fill, but as a tool to build with, you're in the right spot. Hey, if this hit home for you, if you're nodding along thinking about your own solo journey, smash that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel for more straight-up Stoic wisdom to level up your game. And drop a comment below. What's one thing you've mastered on your own that makes you proud? Let's hear it. All right, fellas, let's kick things off with the first truth about a man who flies solo. He turns self-sufficiency into an art form. And trust me, it's a game changer. Fact 1. He masters the art of self-sufficiency. There's a raw kind of power in knowing you don't need a safety net. Nobody's there to catch you, and you're still standing tall. Most guys coast through life with a crutch. Maybe it's a girlfriend to talk them off the ledge, split the rent, or just handle the daily grind. But the man going it alone, he doesn't get that handover. He's out there swinging without a spotter. No one's around to cook him a steak or calm him down when the day's gone sideways. No partner to split the Wi-Fi bill or pick up the slack when the car breaks down. And you know what? He doesn't moan about it. He flips it into a chance to level up. Here's the deal. When it's just you, everything's your call. Don't feel like cooking? Well, tough luck. Your stomach's growling until you fire up that stove. Laundry piling up. Grab the detergent because no one's playing maid. Bills due. You're the one digging into your wallet. No backup in sight. Yeah, it can feel like a gut punch at first. All that weight on your shoulders. But stick with it and something shifts. You're out there patching a leaky pipe, balancing your checkbook, or figuring out how to keep your cool when life's a mess. That's not just getting by. That's forging a man who doesn't blink when the heat's on. The Stoic crew, like Seneca, nailed it way back. The guy who's good with the bare minimum, he's the richest dude around. It's not about stacking cash. It's about owning your headspace. A man who can sort himself out, who doesn't need a cheerleader or a crowd to feel steady, has got a freedom most only dream of. Check this out. How many guys do you know lose it when they're left hanging solo? They're blowing up their phone, desperate for a text back, twitchy without someone propping them up. The world's wired to keep us distracted, scrolling, swiping, anything to dodge the quiet. But the guy who owns his own company, he's found gold where others see a ghost town, peace in his own skin. This isn't just about fixing stuff or paying bills. It's bigger. It's about wiring your brain to stand strong, no matter what's coming. He's not waiting for someone to swoop in with a fix. He's the fix. By nailing this self-made life, he's not just handy with a wrench. He's bulletproof inside and out. He's learned he doesn't need a co-star to shine. He's the whole damn show, always has been. Hey, if this vibes with you, if you're feeling that solo strength, hit that like button, brother. Subscribe for more Stoic grit to keep you sharp. Drop a comment. What's one thing you've tackled alone that's got you standing taller? Let's hear it. Fact 2. He embraces solitude as a source of strength. Most folks out there, they'd rather run a mile than sit alone with their thoughts. Being by yourself feels like a dark hole of loneliness or some kind of punishment. But the guy who's got his head on straight, he doesn't just shrug off solitude. He leans into it hard. He's not looking at it like some empty void to stuff with noise, chit-chat, or pointless hookups. He sees it as his shot to dig deep, think straight, and grow some real muscle upstairs. The Stoics, these old-school wise guys, knew solitude was like a secret weapon for figuring yourself out. Marcus Aurelius, that Roman big shot, dropped this gem. You want peace? The quietest spot's right inside your own head. And man, he wasn't wrong. Today, people are scared to death of a little quiet time. They're alone for 5 minutes and boom, phones out, scrolling Instagram, binging some show, texting just to dodge the silence. Not this guy, though. He doesn't bolt from the stillness. He plants his flag in it. He uses it to wrestle his mind into shape, get a grip on his feelings, and cut through the fog until everything's crystal clear. Think about the legends, the warriors, the brainiacs, the guys who changed the game. A ton of them clocked serious solo hours. kicked out to the wilderness, locking themselves away, or just sitting still to think. They got it. Being alone isn't a crack in the armor. It's the forge where you sharpen your edge. When you ditch the buzz of the world, you finally hear what's rattling around in your skull. You start sizing up your goals, your weak spots, and what fires you up. No one else's voice muddying the water. The man living solo gets cozy with himself. He doesn't need a screen or a crowd to dodge his reflection because he's already squared up with who he is. That's rare as hell, and it's a damn superpower. Most guys chase girlfriends or buddies not because they're dying for it, but because they're spooked by what's waiting in the quiet. Their doubts, their screw-ups, the stuff they shove under the rug. But this lone wolf, he stares it all down, works it out, and comes out tougher than nails. Solitude's not some sad, lonely pit. It's his gym, his proving ground. It's where he strips off the chaos and gets real with himself. His dreams, his grit, his guts. And when you know yourself that deep, good luck to anyone trying to shake you. Hey, if this rings true, if you've ever felt that solo vibe kick in, smash that like button, man. Subscribe for more Stoic heat to keep you dialed in. Drop a comment. What's one time solitude made you stronger? Let's hear your story. Fact 3. He develops emotional control and inner peace. There's a badass kind of strength in a guy who doesn't let his feelings run the show. He's steady, cool-headed, and not flipping out over every little thing. Most dudes, they're a mess, snapping at every argument, chasing validation, or crumbling when the day goes south. But the man flying solo, he's built different. He's got no one to dump his chaos on, and that's his edge. Living alone, you don't get a girlfriend to smooth out your rough edges or talk you down when you're pissed. No one's there to hug it out or tell you it's all going to be okay when the world's kicking your ass. At first, that might sound like a raw deal, but trust me, it's a gold mine. Why? Because when it's just you and your head, you've got no choice but to face the storm inside. No dodging it, no passing it off. You sit with it, wrestle it down, and figure out how to keep your cool. Over time, that builds a steel trap of a mind. Nothing gets in unless you let it. The Stoics had this dialed in. Marcus Aurelius dropped some real talk. You run your brain, not the crap happening around you. That's the deal. Life can throw punches, job sucks, friends flake, whatever, but you decide how it hits you. A guy going it alone learns that lesson in his bones. He doesn't need a pep squad to steady his ship. He's got his own playbook. Maybe he's scribbling in a notebook, hitting the gym till the sweat drips, or just breathing deep until the noise fades. He's not stuffing his feelings down. He's sizing them up, sorting them out, then picking his move like a boss. That's the difference. Most guys let a bad vibe wreck their week. He turns it into fuel and keeps rolling. Check this. How many dudes do you know lose their damn minds over a breakup or a fight? They're needy, rattled, and bouncing off the walls because they never learned to sit still with themselves. The solo man, he's been there, squared up with his demons, and walked out with a peace that's rock solid. This isn't about turning into some robot with no heart. It's about owning what you feel and not letting it own you. He gets that a mood's just a wave. It'll pass if you don't ride it into the ground. And when you've got that kind of grip on yourself, you're damn near untouchable. It's like he's built a bunker in his head. Chaos can bang on the door, but he's chilling inside, calling the shots. That's the real win. Not just dodging the drama, but knowing you're good no matter what hits. Hey, if this vibes with you, if you've ever tamed your own storm, hit that like button, man. Subscribe for more Stoic gold to keep your head straight. Drop a comment. What's one time you kept your cool when shit got real? Spill it. Fact 4. Freedom. Man, freedom's like a unicorn these days. Everybody talks about it, but hardly anyone's got it. Most dudes, they're tangled up, drowning in bills, stuck in soul-sucking jobs, or tied down by relationships that drain the life out of them. But the guy going it alone, he's holding a golden ticket. No strings, no baggage, just pure, unfiltered freedom. Living solo, he's not splitting his paycheck with a girlfriend or stressing over date night tabs. No emotional tug-of-war pulling him into someone else's drama. He's flying solo, and that's his superpower. He's not stuck bending over backwards to keep anyone happy. He calls his own shots, and that's a game changer. The Stoics saw this coming a mile away. Epictetus dropped this truth bomb. Real riches aren't about stacking toys, it's about wanting less. It's not just cash in the bank, it's cutting the crap you don't need, financially and mentally. This guy's not bleeding money on fancy dinners or gifts to impress. He's stashing it, building his own empire, living lean and mean. And here's the kicker. He's free to chase whatever lights him up. Want to pack up and haul ass to a new city? Done. Feeling a career switch? He's on it. No one's whining about the risk. He's not locked into someone else's playbook. He's writing his own rules, taking swings at life on his terms. Look around. Most guys are chained to something. They're sweating credit card debt, bowing to a boss they hate, or bending their dreams to fit a partner's plans. Not this Lone Ranger. He's ditched the leash. He doesn't need a co-signer for his choices or a nod from the crowd to feel legit. That's the real juice. Mental freedom. He's not sweating what people think or scrambling to keep up appearances. He's got the headspace to focus on his grind, his goals, the stuff that actually matters to him. No compromises, no apologies, just a straight shot at what he wants. Financially, he's got the wheel. Every buck he earns is his to steer. No shared burdens dragging him down. Mentally, he's untouchable. No one's expectations clogging his vibe. He's not just free to do what he wants. He's free to be who he wants. And that's rare as hell. Think about it. How many guys are stuck playing by someone else's rules? They're scared to rock the boat, afraid to lose the safety net. But the solo man, he's cut the ropes. He's the captain, the crew, the whole damn ship. This isn't about dodging love or responsibility. It's about owning your life, top to bottom. When you're not tied to anyone's anchor, you sail wherever the wind takes you. That's freedom, brother. A power no one can snatch away. Hey, if this fires you up, if you've tasted that solo freedom, smash that like button, man. Subscribe for more Stoic fuel to keep you rolling strong. Drop a comment. What's one move you've made that set you free? Let's hear it. Fact 5. He cultivates a deeper sense of purpose. Most guys out there, they're just floating along, chasing girls, scrolling screens, stacking cash, thinking that's what life's about. But they never stop to ask the big one, what the hell am I even here for? The man rolling solo, though, he's got the time and the guts to dive into that question head first. When you're alone, there's no noise to drown out the real stuff. No girlfriend's plans, no buddies' chatter. Just you and that itch inside telling you there's more to this gig. Solitude hands him a wide-open shot to figure out what lights his soul on fire, and he doesn't waste it. The Stoics had this locked down. Epictetus threw out this banger. Tell yourself who you want to be, then go bust your ass to make it happen. That's the playbook. Decide what kind of man you're gunning to become, then build your life around it like a brick wall. This guy doesn't mess around. He's got no distractions pulling him off track. He's pouring his blood and sweat into what gets him up in the morning. Maybe he's hammering away at a killer woodworking gig, grinding to launch a side hustle into a full-on business, or cracking open philosophy books till his brain's buzzing. He's not farting around with shallow drama or killing time. He's locked in, building something that's his and his alone. Think about it. When you're always around people, you start bending to their vibe, their habits, their noise, their dreams. You end up trimming your edges to fit in, losing chunks of yourself just to keep the peace. But solo, it's all you. No filters, no compromises, just a clean slate to chase what's real. That's where the magic happens. He gets quiet, gets real, and starts connecting the dots. What's he good at? What's he suck at? What's worth bleeding for? He's not waiting for someone to hand him a purpose. He's carving it out with his own two hands. History's full of guys like this, thinkers, builders, warriors who didn't need a crowd to find their North Star. They clocked hours alone, wrestling with the big questions, and came out swinging with a mission that shook the world. This solo man's cut from that cloth. He's not drifting, he's driving, hard and fast. Most dudes, they're too busy dodging the quiet to ever find their why. They're scared of what's under the hood. But this guy, he's ripped the hood off, stared down the engine, and tuned it up till it roars. A man with that kind of fire? Good luck stopping him. He's a freight train with no brakes. Hey, if this hits you, if you've ever felt that spark solo, smash that like button, man. Subscribe for more Stoic juice to keep your fire burning. Drop a comment. What's the one thing you're chasing that gives you purpose? Spill it. Fact 6. He forms stronger and more meaningful connections. Here's the twist, man. The better you vibe with your own company, the tighter your bonds get with the people who matter. Most guys? They're out there collecting buddies like trading cards, shallow small talk, fake laughs, anything to keep the loneliness at bay. But the guy who's cool flying solo, he doesn't play that game. He's all about real, ride-or-die connections. See, when you're good being alone, you don't waste your breath on half-assed relationships. He's not chasing every random chick or bro just to fill a slot on his roster. He's picky, and that's his strength. Solitude's taught him he doesn't need a crowd to feel whole, so he's not out there begging for a pat on the back or a text to boost his ego. The Stoics had this nailed. Seneca dropped some gold. Hang with folks who make you better, not just louder. That's his rule. He's not here for the noise. He's building a squad that sharpens his edge, not dulls it. Whether it's a buddy who's got his back, a mentor dropping wisdom, or a woman who's worth the chase, he's in it for depth, not drama. Think about it. Most dudes are hooked on the social buzz, jumping from fling to fling, yapping away at happy hour, terrified of an empty room. They're not connecting, they're just dodging the quiet. But this solo king, he's flipped the script. He's so solid on his own, he only rolls with people who bring real heat to the table. He's not desperate for a yes or fishing for likes. He picks his crew based on what's real, shared grit, big ideas, the kind of talks that stick with you. If you're not adding fuel to his fire, he's not sweating it. He'll walk away whistling, no hard feelings. That's the move. He's not clingy, not needy, just straight up selective. And here's the kicker. That vibe makes him magnetic as hell. When you're not clawing for attention, people notice. They feel it. This guy's not here to take. He's here to trade value, and that pulls the right ones in like moths to a flame. He's not shut off. Don't get it twisted. If he finds a friend who's solid, a mentor who lights a spark, or a woman who matches his wavelength, he's all in, full throttle, no brakes. But if it's just noise, he's out, no second guessing, because he's already got his own back. Most guys are out there drowning in weak ties, scared to cut the cord, scared to stand alone. Not him. He's trimmed the fat, kept the gold, and built a circle that's small but unbreakable. That's the solo man's secret. He doesn't need a million friends. He just needs the right ones, and that makes him a force. Hey, if this clicks, if you've got that tight crew, smash that like button, brother. Subscribe for more Stoic vibes to keep you locked in. Drop a comment. Who's the one person in your life that makes you better? Tell me. Fact 7. He becomes a true Stoic, unshaken by external circumstances. There's a next-level grit in a guy who stands tall while the world's losing its damn mind. He's not sweating the small stuff or crumbling under the big hits. Most dudes, they're ping-ponging off every headline, freaking out over bad news, chasing trends, or bending to whatever the crowd's yelling about. But the man who's logged real solo time, he's built a backbone that doesn't budge. He's a damn fortress. See, living alone, he's had to ride out storms with no one to lean on. Job tanks, he's cool. Friends ghost, no sweat. Life flips upside down. He's still standing, steady as hell. He's not dodging the chaos. He's just wired to handle it like a champ. No panic, no fuss. The Stoics called this shot. Seneca laid it out clean. A smart man rolls with whatever he's got. No complaints. That's the vibe. You don't cry over spilled beer. You mop it up and crack another one. This guy's not rattled by what's out there because he's locked down what's in here. His head, his heart, his grit. Today's world is a circus. Phones buzzing, drama popping, everybody scrambling to keep up. Most guys are bouncing off the walls, stressed over breakups, pissed at setbacks, or scared they're missing out. Not him. He's been alone long enough to tune out the noise and turn up the calm. He's got that rare juice, a mind that doesn't wobble. He's not some cold-ass statue. He feels the heat, sure, but he's trained himself to keep the wheels steady. Rejection stings, tough days bite, but he doesn't let it spin him out. He knows that crap's just weather. It blows through, and he's still the same guy when the sky clears. History's got proof. The heavy hitters, thinkers, fighters, they didn't crack when the world got ugly. They'd sit solo, chew on the hard stuff, and come out bulletproof because they owned their own game. This man's cut from that steel. He's not swaying with the wind. He's planted like an oak. Most dudes, they're slaves to the roller coaster, up with the wins, down with the losses, chasing someone to fix their mood. But this solo Stoic, he's off that ride. He's not desperate for love or stressing over what's next because he's already squared up with himself. That's the real deal. He's not just surviving the mess, he's thriving in it, cool as ice. It's like he's got an anchor dropped deep. No storms flipping his boat, no waves knocking him off course. He's not fazed by opinions, not rocked by failure. He's wrestled his own demons and won, so the outside noise, it's just static. When you've tamed the beast inside, good luck to anything out there trying to break you. Hey, if this lands, if you've ever stood tall through the chaos, smash that like button, man. Subscribe for more Stoic fire to keep you unbreakable. Drop a comment. What's one hit you took and didn't blink? Let's hear it. All right. What's the takeaway from this solo man journey? The guy who rolls alone isn't some lost soul moping in the dark. He's a damn powerhouse. He's not weak, not half a man. He's stacked with grit, freedom, and a fire most never find. We've unpacked it. He's self-made, tough as nails from solitude, steady when the world's a mess. He's got his emotions locked, his wallet free, his purpose dialed in, and a crew that's real, not just noise. This isn't about dodging love or hiding out. It's about standing tall on your own 2 feet, no crutches needed. The Stoics knew the score. Real strength, real joy. It's all inside you, not out there in the chaos. Seneca, Marcus, and Epictetus, they'd nod at this guy because he's living their playbook. Own your mind, cut the fluff, and roll with what's yours. A man like that? He's not just getting by, he's running the show, unshakable and free. Now, don't get it twisted. Relationships aren't the enemy. But the truth is, the sharpest, most badass dudes don't need anyone to prop them up. They choose who's in their corner, not the other way around. That's the magic. He's whole solo, so when he links up, it's pure bonus, not a lifeline. So, if you're out there feeling that lone wolf vibe, or hell, just wondering if you've got it in you, listen up. Thriving alone isn't a flaw, it's a flex. You've got the tools to build that strength, that peace, that unstoppable edge. Right now, no waiting. Step up, own it, and watch how the game changes when you don't need a damn thing from anyone. Hey, if this lit a spark, if you're feeling that solo power, smash that like button, man. Subscribe for more Stoic heat to keep you rock solid. Drop a comment. What's your biggest win from standing alone? Let's hear it. Thanks for hanging with me, brothers. Catch you in the next one. Stay strong.